Okay, hello and welcome to another episode of Branch Takes a Quick Look At. In this one, we'll be investigating Michael Reynolds' virtual horrorland, better known as Illbleed. This game came out in 2001 on the Dreamcast, and there wasn't a planned Xbox port, but it never came out, so to this day it still just remains as a Dreamcast exclusive. So I'm just going to have a quick look at the options menu before I actually go and do anything else. Okay, that is definitely an early 2000s game options menu. So I will quickly hit new game and let the opening cutscene play out.
For as long as I can remember, my family ran what we called a horror caravan. We hauled this house of horrors around from town to town, trying to give people a new thrill, a new nightmare. I kind of liked traveling, but all that gruesome gore got to me after a while. My dad was always conjuring up new devices, tricks, and traps, each one scarier than the last. Guess who he tried them out on? Yep, me. No! I guess it toughened me up a little. I mean, you have to be brave to walk through a den of snakes or try to avoid trapdoors to make it to your room. I was a pretty fearless kid by the time I was 5, thanks to my fearsome father. He fed on others' fears and was never satisfied. My mom couldn't stand how obsessed he'd gotten, so she thankfully divorced him when I was 6. Yet I had gotten attached to horror. I remember how that good old Halloween pillow and a hot red water bath soothed me. I think I might major in child psychology. So, how'd I do?
That was great! I mean, you're the head of the Horror Research Club and...
President of the Student Council. It's a given. You win this speech contest for sure.
Hey everybody! You gotta see this!
What, Michelle? Why didn't you listen to Eriko's speech?
I don't need to. I know she'll win. Here, take a look at this.
Those are guest invitations to Illbleed. How'd you get them?
From a Pepco promotion.
Kill! Look, we can win $100 million there.
Yeah, if we can manage to get through the whole park, that is.
No sweat. I'm game if you are.
Sure thing. I'm with ya. Whoa, whoa!
What about you, Eriko?
I think I'll pass. It sounds too good to be true.
Why? You just said in your speech to conquer your fear and surpass the odds. Come on, we can test your theory.
Sounds like we're trying to be superheroes or something.
It's no biggie. It's just a house of horrors. Probably full of cheesy props and gags.
Which proves what's so weird about this. How can a funky place like that afford a $100 million reward?
Who knows? Maybe they'll make it take so long to get through it, everyone will give up, go home, and the horror honchos will end up with a lot of free publicity.
Or else the whole thing is a hoax, and they don't have the money at all.
I agree with him.
I'm down with that.
I'm not voting or going.
For real?
Are you positive?
You sure?
Yep, you heard me.
Okay, Your Highness. Then we 3 humble slaves shall bring back the $100 million, and you'll be sorry.
I can't wait to commune with the undead.
I'd use the money for a chainsaw and hack my way into fame and fear. Ha ha!
Oh, brother. Okay, then. We'll catch you later, Eriko.
Let's go!
Excuse me. Did you see 3 high school kids around here 3 days ago? They had special invites. What?
So basically, she may not want to, but Eriko now has to go into Illbleed to basically just find her friends. And also, you know, potentially win $100 million, but who's counting on that, you know? Okay, so... first thing I'm noticing is I can't... Actually, it's probably because the Dreamcast only had the one thumbstick, didn't it? So basically, the camera turns as I do, like, on the left stick. So, I'm also in first person, and it took me a second to figure it out. Okay, so I can turn that. So, let's have a look over here. So, we have the Visitor Bank. I just want to check out everywhere first before I actually get into anything. So, we have the Visitor Bank. That's gross. So, what does this do? Won't use the Visitor Bank. Okay, so it looks like we can... So it looks like as we proceed through the game, we'll probably unlock Eriko's friends as playable characters, and I guess this game has a currency system between all of them. So this was Bloody Mary's drugstore, so this looks like an item shop. So what can we buy here? A Hassie for stamina, adrenaline, pulse relaxation, adrenaline, stamina, and pulse relaxation, excitement, stanches. Okay, these all stop bleeding if we take damage, I imagine. Okay, I've never actually seen the word stanches before, and that is a very weird looking doll. Also, the person at the counter in the bank didn't have a face, so that's weird. And Dummy Man's photography thing. Want to take a souvenir photo. Okay, this is just where I saved the game. Okay. That is good to know and keep in mind. So I will keep I'll keep all of those, basically just, I'll try to just keep all those in mind for the future. Okay, so, we also mentioned an ER, so let's just quickly check up here, and, so we have build up, recovery, and return to life. So, okay, so I guess if someone dies, I can pay and have them revived. A recovery operation. These all just heal basically, and these said build up, so we can upgrade. Okay, so it looks like we can increase like someone's maximum heart rate, their ability to take damage, and everything. However, there doesn't appear to be anyone or anything we can talk to in here. Then again, I guess it makes perfect sense, because Illbleed isn't exactly where there's going to be a lot of people. They also mentioned this tunnel towards a cemetery, so let's quickly just have a look-see around here. Because the cemetery also acts as the game's tutorial area. Lesson 1. Welcome to Illbleed. I'm Michael Reynolds. I'll show you the most important thing for you to survive. Please go forward and to the right. So, does that mean loop around here? Apparently so. Lesson 2. I concealed the horror monitor where you stand now. All 4 of your sensors on screen in other proof of the item. When the sensors reach their peak, press the A button to obtain the horror monitor. So I just click around here, I suppose, and I pick up the horror monitor. It must be like on this gravestone, I suppose. Okay, here it is, the horror monitor. So now I guess I should continue on and find lesson 3. By pressing the right trigger, you can use the horror monitor. Take a look at the tombstones behind you with it. There may be something hidden when it zooms in. Place a warning mark there by pressing the A button. Okay? So we can just have a look at these and mark things. Okay, so now if we go over here and have a look at it, there's nothing special found. So I imagine there'll be some things that are real and some things that aren't. And we'll have to basically use those to find hidden things, I imagine. Okay, so let's keep going. Lesson 4. You should avoid damaging shock events during attractions by warning the area before approaching. The adrenaline gauge in the lower left-hand corner will decrease each time you use the horror monitor. Okay, so I imagine that's the game's way of pretty much getting your ability to just kind of mark everything to be invincible. And lesson 5. When your sixth sense is active, it means there may be items or enemies nearby. I hid items beneficial to you. Get them and use them wisely. Go ahead and good luck. So let's just try to find these hidden items. So we have an injection, so that increases adrenaline, I think. And is there anything else in here? No. So I need to... So basically, it's when... So basically, you can tell that something is nearby by the senses, I imagine. Like, the sixth sense is probably hidden things. And then... And sight, hearing, and smell is probably to tell you, like, what kind of scary things is going to be around. So, let's just keep going, I suppose. Because, I'll be totally honest, I know very little about this game. But, it seems interesting, to say the least. Now, I'm just going to quickly do a little run around this little graveyard area. Just to see if there's any other hidden items I'm missing. If the horror monitor reacts at all, I'll probably be certain that I've missed something. But I don't think I have. It seems like I've got everything in here. So I can go to my characters. And yes, so we can definitely unlock Eriko's 3 friends in addition to this. Well, in addition to her. So let's have a look at our items. So we have a thing to increase stamina, and a thing to basically just heal a little bit. Okay. Wait, is there anything else hidden in here? Documents? We don't have any documents, and we have the horror monitor. Okay. So I guess we should just kind of go on towards where the main game is. Because that's the kind of tutorial area. Okay, so if I press Y, I can just open up a map immediately. And by pressing X, I can jump. Good to know. I say that, but I'm actually playing this on a PS4 controller, so it's actually square and triangle. Also, I do like the kind of cartoony, like, graves and coffins and kind of crosses and everything I have here. That's kind of interesting, and also the game won't just let you leave, unfortunately. But, so, okay, Cinema Zone. I guess this is where we need to go. So this is where all the levels are. So first things first, we have the Home Run of Death. Okay, we'll be heading on in there soon, but can we see what else is on here? Okay, I guess we can't, but these will unlock as we proceed through the game, I imagine. So we have 1, 2, how many stages are there? 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this horror museum. Is this museum? Yes. Okay, so I imagine it's 6 levels and then the end. Okay, so this game doesn't seem too long, all things considered. Oh, hang on, wait, all these have different names. There's Movies, Fun Movies, The Hall of Resentment, the Child Palace, the Shokatumi Theatre, and let's have a quick look at these other 2, and then head into the Home Run of Death. So what does this one say? Cinepanic. Okay, and this last one is the Minnesota Hell Cinema. Interesting name. So let's head right on in to, do you want to have the Home Run of Death? Yes, yes we will. Okay, I guess this is the game's... Oh.
You play a sport, a game, knowing full well that you're going to either win or lose. You never expect to die before your dreams come true. Neither did Jimmy, or his father, Gail Banballo, a Minnesota innkeeper. He set up a secret baseball practice arena in the basement of his inn, where he and his son practiced day after day. Jimmy's hard work and batting skill finally led his team to a state victory. It started out a crisp spring day, but before Jimmy could go outside to play, he and his dad went downstairs to bat the ball around a few times. Upstairs, some teenagers had been playing with fire, turning the inn into a raging blaze that was soon out of control. The inn was a total loss, and so was Jimmy, burned in minutes. Mr. Banballo was so badly maimed, he turned into a hideous monster, oozing and bleeding, snarling and growling like a beast, enraged and bent on revenge. He tracked down the kids responsible for the fire and killed them one by one with a blowtorch. That wasn't enough for Banballo. He won't leave his inn or his memories, so there he waits, in ambush.
Okay, so this is our first stage, but Home Run of Death. Kind of cool name. I guess also makes sense. So let's see here. To the challenges. Your mission is to calm the anger of Banballo. His only weakness is Jimmy. Though he's mad, he quickly drops his guard when he thinks of Jimmy. Okay, so basically we need to find memories of his son. So memories of Jimmy is key to the mission. Okay. So can I move forward from this? Okay, so we win 50,000 if we complete all of these requirements. So that's a long first level, 50 minutes or under. Okay, we have to clear traps, keep below a heart rate, keep over a certain amount of health, keep a certain amount of adrenaline, and also don't be bleeding. So that's not great, but okay. So, okay. So I suppose, yeah, we should be okay with this. And also, it's not like we have another option for a character to play, so I imagine we'll unlock the others as we find them, probably in these stages. Also, now may be a good time to mention, I couldn't dodge that. I don't have the horror monitor yet. There's no way to dodge that. However, I do know that the horror monitor in this stage, because you have to find the horror monitor in each individual level, I do know that it's actually just over here. It's one of the only things I do know. Because I will admit, I have played the first, 5 minutes of this before, but, yeah, I've never actually finished this level. I've attempted playing, I've played a little bit of this a few times, but never actually sat down and finished the whole thing. Okay, let's just check on these. I mean, I imagine one of these will have a jump scare in it. Oh?
Cool.
Okay, so we found what would have been a scare otherwise, and it's there, hidden item. We found some gauze, and nothing special there. Okay, so basically you can mark things, and if there would be a jump scare there, basically you can mark things and... Oh wow, we found a deep breath, okay? Basically you can mark things, and if there would be a jump scare there, if you've marked it, it would go off. And that one got me, okay? So, as you can see, Eriko's heart rate has now increased. And I'll be totally honest, I do not know exactly where all of these are. I know there's a trapdoor here, and I know that there's blood through that window there. But let's quickly just double check these. Okay, so since we marked that, because obviously that one is, I feel like that's the obvious one for early game, and this one, yep, we'd already seen that. So we get some bonus points for that. We actually got a lot from that. So now we head on in. Unfortunately, you don't just get jumped by Banballo as soon as you move, as soon as you come in. Okay, so obviously we can now. Obviously, I'm going to examine that big portrait when I get slightly closer to it, but we can also look on here, And because it's a general scary thing, I'm gonna mark the phone, because I feel like the phone ringing is fairly obvious. Right? Okay, yep.
Cool.
So we got another... Like... And we find... a newspaper clipping 1. Youngsters, come join us. Chateau Banbalo opens today. Youth Hostel Chateau Banbalo opened today, where a place where everyone can gather. Owner, Mr. Banbalo, says with enthusiasm, "I want the chateau to be a utopia for teenagers. The hostel, an excellent leisure facility surrounded by nature, has an excellent leisure facility." Okay. And also, I'll be totally honest, I don't know exactly what all of these different things do. Also, I feel a bit suspicious of this painting. Like, but it won't let me mark it, so it mustn't have anything to do with it. But let's see if there's anything here. Nothing special. But there would have been a scare there, so we got 60 more adrenaline. Now, let's not go down that corridor just yet. And I feel like the painting is a very obvious one. Like, I feel like the painting is, like, the most obvious one. And there we do... There we just kind of see him in advance. We'll... Like, I think he will appear much later in the level as an active threat. But, is there anything here? Okay, let's mark that. And we can just check on the other two here. We found some salad. I mean, I would not trust a salad that was just kind of like sitting there, you know? That seems like a terrible, terrible thing to try to eat. Okay, so now, let's see here. Let's just walk slow. Okay, so something's gonna go off with the sight. Apparition something with sight. So what can I mark? Can I mark everything? So it'll be something from the wall, from the floor, the ceiling, or the wall. And I didn't get it. Of course, I didn't get the... Of course, I missed the one other thing it could have possibly been. So let's see here. Nothing special there. Nothing special there. And is there something past this door? Nothing special there. So I do want to be a bit careful in here. And also, I'll be totally honest, I have very little idea what I'm doing with this game. Like, I have very little idea what I'm doing with this game. I think it has a couple of interesting concepts, but I got... Okay, yeah. So that just... So some of the scares will do actual physical harm, others will just kind of scare Eriko, or whichever character you're playing as. And, can I go in here? Is this door openable? No, it is not. Okay, good to know. Okay, so I've checked those. So, okay, I managed to actually get one, so that's good. So basically, I think if your character's heart rate gets too high, they can just die. Like, I think they can just have a heart attack and die. So, that is something to be aware of. And I imagine, I'm just going to mark all of these. However, as you can see, I'm running pretty low on fuel. Oh no. Okay, so that's an enemy. That's an enemy. Okay, I can jump, but I can't... Can I fight this thing? Oh, okay. That's what I can do. I can basically call for help, and I just need to dodge this thing and call for help, I suppose. And eventually I can get out. Okay. Okay, that's good to know. So now let's just keep carrying on down here, I suppose, and see what we find, if anything. Found nothing there. Okay. But there's something here. So let's try to mark it, I suppose. Oh, okay, we found a steak dinner. I wouldn't be happy with that if I found... Now don't get me wrong, steak dinner, big fan. Wouldn't be too happy with it if I just found that, like, on the floor of a, like, decrepit hotel. Okay, so let's use this to get some adrenaline back. I don't know if you get a penalty for using items, but I feel like this game is probably a lot of trial and error if you don't know exactly where you're going, what you're doing, and where all the traps are. Okay, I would have gotten jumped by something there and didn't even see it. And we found some bandages. Okay. Okay, the one not broken mirror seems like a fairly obvious one, I think. Because all the other ones are broken, so I feel like should be an obvious location for a scare. And, is there anything over there? That looks dangerous, so let's have a quick little check. Okay, that's just a big hand. So if we hadn't seen that coming, would it have just kind of like slapped her around? Okay. There's blood there. So that looks like there'll be a body or something. That would be a scare tactic there. Okay, let's have a quick check. Yeah, it's gonna move us or scream or something. Okay, apparently so. But I'd figured it out in advance. So I will call that a success. And now I guess I can just make my way through here. And... are we safe? Yeah, this seems like an empty little corridor. Oh, we found our way outside. Okay. Oh, there's something to do with sight there. Like, sight is going off. So, I assume it must be around here. So, anything? Okay, it must have been something. Okay. Like, I'll be totally honest, I have a oh, wait. We have a 6th sense thing popping off here. So, where is it? Let's check here. Is there anything here? It wouldn't let me mark it if I could, if there isn't anything here, right? Oh, we found an item sensor. That is super helpful, potentially. Can I use that? Is there a way to, like, turn that on? Or is it on automatically, or what? Item sensor. Cannot be used here. Okay, I guess the game maybe it'll just ping me or something? It might just ping me if there's, like, an item nearby. Okay, that feels like a danger zone. Like, I feel like water... Oh, wait, that said there was an item there. A home run bat.
Jimmy, it's time for practice. Get out to the training field now. Hey, you're not Jimmy.
Well, that was, concerning. So I guess we found Jimmy's home run bat. Which, I guess makes perfect sense, because this is a baseball-themed thing. I think, you know, this is the home run of death stage. Okay, we found Dummy Man's photo box. And some nitroglycerin. And another steak dinner. Okay, I guess these lockers had some good items for it. Alright, so basically I can save the game here, which I definitely want to do. Because I'll be totally honest, I do not feel particularly confident in my ability to do this. And why can I not save? There we go. Okay, so I'm just gonna save the game here, because, okay, I'll continue on a little further. But I don't know how much further. But, we'll just keep going for now. Oh, and see how this goes. But, I'm probably only gonna play, like, a maximum of 5 more minutes for now. Just for this first, like, opening episode. But I do have a save if I do decide to come back to it later. Oh, I got jumped by something. What's this? Oh, that's a speedy boy. Wait, can I use the bat? I can. Okay, so I can wail on this thing with the bat. But this thing is really fast. Fortunately, I appear to be able to just hit it with the bat a whole bunch. But I don't know if I get anything. Like, can I kill this thing? What happens if I just keep wailing on it? Okay, that's just dead. So, I'll call that a win, I guess. But, That was a bit alarming, but okay. Good to know that I can now fight back properly since I have the bat. But let's see here. I imagine there's another scare there, because, well, it's the only thing Sixth Sense is currently popping off with. We found an ampoule. Ampoule? I don't know how that's pronounced, but let's just keep going slowly down this corridor, because if I run too fast, too far, I might just, I might set off the thing and cause myself a fight. Well, I might cause myself a fight, or I might cause myself a fright, who knows? Well, something's definitely popping off with the Sixth Sense there. So let's have a quick look. A relaxation CD. Okay. And we got jumped by something else. Oh, that's two guys. I do not want to mess with that. Can I just get out of here real quick? Because I am not enjoying this. Okay. I'm on like half health, and if the game won't let me run, so maybe I have to dodge out of the way enough. If I dodge out of the way enough... Okay, I think I might actually die here. No? Okay, I barely got out. I'm on like half health, and that is a pretty high heart rate. I'm no medical expert, but I feel like 142 BPM is probably really high, right? I don't know. Again, medical knowledge is not my area of expertise, but what I can do is quickly. Okay, I'm on about half health, so I'm okay with that. And I can use the deep breath to just kind of reduce the heart rate a little bit and keep going. Basically, I think I'll go... You know what? Forget it. I think I'll go until I either finish the level or die. Whichever one happens first. Honestly, I'm gonna just assume it's gonna be die. I assume I'm gonna die in this level. Okay. Well, this is a not fun-looking room to be in. And I'm very low on adrenaline now. And, of course, I got jumped by this, like... I got jumped by the one other thing in here that I saw. Okay, there was another scare there. And is there anything on here? A third steak dinner. Okay. That's just some gas, I suppose? Is there some... No, that was just some damage. Oh wow, Erico is like nearly dead. So let's patch ourselves up with a nice little steak dinner. Okay, I say a little, that was actually like a full heal apparently. But is there a hidden item or something in here? That is really close. Okay. Okay, we found it. Okay. This looks like a danger zone to be in. See, that looks like another memory of Jimmy I can pick up there. That's a disembodied hand. That's a fan falling. And that's actually... Okay, okay, yeah, Erico is in, like, danger zone now. Basically, it's like, will die if I get jump scared again, so, let's just try to reduce that heart rate. So that requires the nitroglycerin. Oh wow, that brings it all the way down. And I can use the ampoule to bring that back up. Let's have a quick check on this, because this should be a memory of Jimmy for him. Testimonial obtained. So, I don't know how this works, though. Let's, I imagine Banbala will jump me sometime soon, but I don't know exactly when or where. Okay, we found newspaper clipping number 3, so I missed number 2. Mass homicide at Chateau Banbala. Owner, Mr. Banbala, mysteriously disappeared. Mercilessly murdered bodies were found at Chateau Banbala, burned, all identified as young guests. Mr. Banbala, the hotel owner, is missing. Details are still under investigation. Mr. Banbala's diary was found at the site. Hatred directed towards the guest who caused the fire still filled the pages. The state police are still searching for their suspect, Mr. Banballo. So do I have... Okay, judging by the fact that this is where the third one is, I imagine this is going to be where Banballo turns up. Because the fact that, like, it was like, yeah, they found his journal and like, they find it in his diary and everything, and it all still just works that way. I imagine that that's probably the game's way of going, yep, it's gonna be bad. I don't think I'm currently bleeding, though. So let's just do that and get a little bit of HP back, I suppose. However, I am also fully aware of the fact that that the adrenaline meter is very, very low, and I'm probably going to get jumped again in a second. Okay, he's going to come out of this door, isn't he? Or around that corner, or out there. Oh, I don't know where he's coming from, but I know he's going to be nearby. Because, like, that seems like a dead giveaway. No adrenaline, harm on a shutdown. Okay. No. Okay, those are just bottles. Those are just bottles. I actually got jumped there. That was pretty bad. Oh. And now I got jumped by some graffiti, I suppose. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna die in this stage. Because I don't have another way to do anything. Can these things stop appearing? Okay, where's the exit? Let me just mash out with this. Because I'm gonna get out of here before this one jumps me. No. Apparently not. But we got out just in time. Okay. But things are looking really bad now, actually. I think I might just end this off here, because there's no way I win this. Yeah, I got jumped by Verse. Because oh. Yeah, because I don't have a way to actually, like, recover. Like, okay, yeah. So, Erico died there, because, I'm bad at this game and I have very little idea what I'm doing. So, okay. Also, the game does like to do a little... Okay, so your total prize is, because you did terribly, you still get $3,000. However, it's also a, hope you enjoyed the attraction, your prize money will be contributed to the relief fund. Basically, it's just like, oh, you died, too bad, it goes all the way back into here. Okay, so I'm gonna end this off here. So, my main takeaway is that I think Illbleed is a very interesting game. Is it one that I'll be coming back to in a hurry? Probably not. But at the same time, I think there is a lot of interesting things about it, and it is actually one that I think I would quite like to see more of, largely just because I don't think I've seen another horror game kind of like it. I feel as if, like, the thing with the horror monitor and just monitoring, like, your character having their sixth sense and also just being able to dodge the jump scares if you know if you can figure out where they are, or by your character's smell, sight, and hearing. I think that is a really, really interesting concept to be used in a horror game. I don't know exactly how well it was handled across the board in this game, because obviously I've only seen a very limited amount of it. I've only seen, like, I don't know, probably like half of the first level. But, I don't know, I think there's a lot of interesting stuff here, about it. And I think if it was done right, I think a game with these kinds of mechanics, if this came out now, I think it could be really well received. Obviously, like, the gameplay and the story would have to be there. But I definitely think just solely in terms of gameplay mechanics, this game is really interesting. And also, I'm not saying, like, I don't know how, like, I'll be totally honest, I don't know how popular VR is. Like, I don't know if it was just, like, a thing that had a moment of popularity and everyone's forgotten about it, or if it's kind of, like, stuck around. But I feel like this could be a really interesting VR game. Like, I feel like it was a game that, in a few ways, kind of was made for it. But yeah, I won't be coming back to it immediately if it... Like, I don't know if I'll be coming back to it, but it won't be immediately if I do decide to. So consider it as a maybe for this time next year. But overall, I think there is a lot of interesting stuff here, and I do kind of want to see more. But anyway, that's my take on it. I might come back to it this time next year. I'll consider it. Like, I'll consider it. It's not a definite yes, it's not a definite no, but I don't know. I think it's an interesting looking game. But with that, I'm gonna end this one off here. Yeah, with a nice and powerful maybe. So I'm gonna end this one here. Thanks for watching, and I will hopefully see you all in the next one. Okay, later.